This is the video presentation for week 16 of General Biology 182 Lab. My news article is titled Satellite Images Show the Amazon Rainforest is Hurtling Towards a Tipping Point. This news article got its resource from a primary literature journal titled Amazonia as a Carbon Source Linked to Deforestation and Climate Change, and this is by me, Stetson Jacobs. The news story article was published in 2022 by Sarah Kaplan. She states that the Amazon rainforest is not on the brink of failure at first glance, but in fact, 75% of the forest is losing its resilience, which is the forest's ability to regenerate after disturbances such as fires and other natural disasters. The loss of most of the forest would greatly impact biodiversity, regional weather patterns, and accelerate climate change. The Amazon rainforest is referred to as a carbon dioxide sink because it takes up tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. It has also been its own reinforcing system for 50 million years, releasing water from the tree's leaves into the atmosphere to create rainfall, and this dense canopy keeps the soil moist. The rainforest has used this system to get through ice ages, wildfires, and rising sea levels. The article continues by saying that two main human impacts are causing loss of the Amazon: deforestation and climate change. Because of mass deforestation, the forest experiences drought, which leads to fires, which leads to tree deaths, which ultimately leads to less rain, and the cycle continues. If the Amazon loses more trees than it can recover, parts of it would become a mass savanna. Its tipping point is near, much like leaning in your chair. Once you go too far back, it's way harder to recover than it was to fall down. Again, the article states that deforestation and climate change are what's causing the decline of the Amazon. They call upon Brazilian, Colombian, and Peruvian governments to end deforestation today. In the primary research article, the researchers set up 4 sites in the Amazon and recorded information from 2010 to 2018. 2 sites were in the west and 2 were in the east. They stated that more deforestation was performed in the east, so the comparison from east to west would explain the effects of deforestation had on the forest. They also stated that deforestation causes ecosystem stress, which would increase fire occurrence, which increases carbon emissions. It was seen that as the years went on and deforestation continued, there was a rise in temperature and a decrease in precipitation. It was also concluded that there were dramatic changes on the eastern sites than western. Here, graph number 1 shows the annual rainfall recorded from all 4 sites. The 2 boxes on the left are the western sites, and the 2 on the right are the eastern sites. As you can see, the western sites typically stayed the same as far as rainfall, while the eastern sites showed a slight decrease in precipitation. Graph number 2, the one that stuck out the most for me, shows the annual temperature in all 4 sites. The western sites increase in temperature, but as you can tell, not as dramatically as the eastern sites. The primary research proves the negative effects deforestation has on the Amazon forest. As far as how accurate the news article portrayed the primary research, I found that it overall represented it fairly. A couple positives were that the news article pulled the correct key points out of the research, which is important, and it correctly portrayed the severity of deforestation and how it relates to climate change. A couple things that the news article could have improved upon was presenting less claims. Kaplan seemed to make many claims about the Amazon, which were opinion-based and not supported in the research, but then tried to back it up with the research, but it just didn't really match. And finally, the news article could have pulled graphs from the research to further strengthen the story and allow for greater transparency in the news. And then here I just have my references, including the news article and the research journal, and then also where I got my pictures from the previous couple slides that I had pictures on them. And then finally, I have the credits, which go to myself, my TA, Purbayan Gosh, the lab instructor, Kim Mitchell, and also to Arizona State University Bio 182, General Biology for majors, for spring 2022 semester.